Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick. In this video, I want to talk about the fact that Representative Omar, her husband, has just filed for divorce. Okay, according to the New York Post, Representative Omar, husband, has just filed for divorce. Now, if you guys haven't heard, Representative Omar has been allegedly having an affair with I believe the guy is, let me see here, Tim Mynett. You know how names go. People spell their name a certain way. They may pronounce it a different way. So definitely his first name is Tim. And I want to say Mynett. That's not even important. You figure out the pronunciation of his name. But the thing is, guys, now we know Representative Omar, she is a native of Somalia, okay? And she has been living in the States for quite some time now, and she made her way to being a representative of the Democratic Party, okay? And she is a member of the squad, okay? With AOC, okay, and things of that nature. Just to give you just some, a vague background, but I'm always about getting to the point. And so the thing is, guys, I'm never really just about news without tying it in, without making it relative to something that can benefit us and to make a point and maybe to enhance some of my points and in order to support some of my points and things of that nature. So the thing is, guys, is I talk about how, all right, for example, now Representative Omar is a Muslim, okay? And Muslims, despite what I guess you could say denomination of Muslim that she is, they all have strict rules and strict beliefs, you know, as far as how you conduct yourself, okay? And so adultery is definitely a big no-no, even being a Muslim, okay? And the thing is, if you proclaim something, okay, you should be held to a certain standard. And the thing about it, the point I'm trying to make is how the world this is more evidence of the world being in a fallen state, a certain type of a fallen state, guys, where our representatives, no one's perfect and things like that, but some things we can, at this point, guys, the excuse of not we're not perfect, we're always going to fall short, while that may very well be true, too many people is leaning on that, to just not even really make a earnest effort at trying to do the right thing based on, especially when you say you believe certain things. Now, this is a self-proclaimed Muslim, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that adultery is against her beliefs. Okay, and this is yet and still someone who still made her way allegedly, because I wasn't there, so I don't actually know. But allegedly, this is someone who still found a way to be able to not only uh, go, commit adultery on her own husband, but also commit adultery against somebody. Because it wasn't like she was married and and she committed, which would have been bad enough. It's not like she was married and committed adultery on her husband alone, but the guy Tim also is married supposedly, okay? And so therefore she committed adultery not only on her husband, but then he committed adultery on his wife, and then she committed adultery 9 times out of 10 knowing that this man had a wife, okay? And so it's just one of those things to speak for the fact that we are in times, guys, where people are not really even attempting that hard to try to do the right thing. People are just falling to lust and temptation, and people wear things like religion and just trying to seem like a good person or a moral person, a person with values and principles and things, just about enough to where it's not inconvenient, right? But if you really, really pull back, you know, the curtains, you can see what people are doing. And once again, I always say it's not about judging people for what people have done, because people make mistakes, right? And then you can clean yourself up. I'm a example of it. Why I haven't really done in comparison. We're not gonna play comparisons, you know. I don't even have a criminal record whatsoever. So therefore, like, I haven't done much, but I've done things that I know I shouldn't have done, right? And and then I try to clean those up now. And the thing is, it's not really that hard if you try. Okay. For one, you can't be that bad. It all depends on what you're trying to redeem yourself from. But like I said, for me, it was never really that bad. You know what I mean? And so therefore, it's not really hard to try to clean yourself up. Okay? If you're making an effort. So what's going on, man, is people are hiding behind religion, because a lot of Christians do this, and apparently a lot of Muslims are doing this. And probably other religions, right? And the thing is, they're clearly going against their religion and then just trying to act like, oh, I'm not a perfect person. Yes, are you gonna make mistakes? Yes, but it's about making an obvious mistake where it ain't a mistake. You knew what you was doing was wrong, and you should have been able to be able to restrain yourself from doing certain things. What a lot of people are doing, they don't really care about being wrong. They just don't want to be caught. And then when they get caught, they want to lean on the fact that they made them. Then they want to try to say, I made a mistake. Like they didn't, like they made a mistake truly, and they was unaware that what they was doing was wrong. Okay, and so that's when people should be judged for that, and you shouldn't just be able to just get away with doing stuff like that. Um, without accountability. All right. And so the thing is, guys, her husband didn't even want to actually file divorce. She encouraged him to file divorce, and this is something that, see, people would do. Like sometimes when a woman is through with you, she'll truly be through. So she was willing to, before he even actually knew for a fact, I guess. Who knows? How deep this story goes. Who knows what he really knew or anything like that? But supposedly, as far as what we know right now, that's been presented to us, the information that's been presented to us, he didn't even necessarily know that she was cheating on him. I'm sure maybe he had some type of indication, may have been disinterest, less time spent, but those type of things could be confusing based on the fact that she became a politician. Okay, so he could have took certain things a different type of way. So he could have took lack of attention, lack of affection, lack of emotion, maybe uh, you know, lack of interest altogether. He could have took that as, okay, she's running for politics and she's putting a lot of energy into this. But otherwise, there's always indications, okay? And so the thing is, I guess, being that he didn't have any proof, maybe he didn't want to file for divorce, but she was trying to encourage him, and he did a very smart thing. He made her he told her, allegedly, he told her, no, if you want a divorce, you file for the divorce. Don't try to get me to file for the divorce to make it seem like it was it was something I wanted to happen, and perhaps it was something I was doing that would kind of almost victimize her, if that makes sense, and make it seem like, well, I was with my husband, everything was all good, and he filed divorce on me. So he was like, no, if somebody gonna file divorce, you do it. And then therefore you have to be responsible for whatever claims that you're gonna make for you wanting to divorce me. Okay? And perhaps he didn't actually know that she was cheating on, or that, yeah, in their case, that she was cheating on because they were still married. So, you know, so the thing is, what happened was he wasn't even going to do it. But then when the wife of Tim, okay, came out and started spewing her evidence and what she knew about it, she uh, pretty much aired them out, right? And then at that point, that's when I think along the line he came along and decided, well, I'm gonna go ahead and file for a divorce, because now I got real grounds besides probably the things that she was showing him, you know what I mean? But now he had grounds to know that she was being unfaithful, okay? And so now you have it. But of course, from her political standpoint, she probably didn't want to look like it was her. You know what I mean? And so this is just a testimony to things, guys. When I talk about relationships, I talk about the times that we're in, guys. And if you are in a relationship, understand that you're going to be tested like no other time, probably, you know. And so that's why this is relative, because it's like, man, if you are with someone and you guys really love each other, if y'all have time, energy, all those types of things invested, I'm not telling you to stay with somebody that I guess at some point you just unhappy with, right? And if someone is truly, truly doing you wrong and you're not looking for excuses to try